Y'all, we are Embrace the Globe 21.
Yes, we are.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Daniel.
And today we are checking out from, was it Feli from Germany? The dumbest questions I've been asked by Americans, part of her Ask a German series.
All right. I probably would have a lot of dumb questions.
From what we checked out from both her own Oktoberfest video and the Living Radical video, we've probably already asked a few dumb questions and had a few, so let's just see what she...
I'm here for it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
You know when people say that there are no dumb questions? I actually say that myself a lot. Well, turns out sometimes there are.
Oh yeah.
Hello, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Feli. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I've been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio, on and off since 2016. So for the fifth...
Ohio. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Must have been for school.
Yeah. or someone American you really love. That's true love right there. Moving to Ohio. And I say that because both my uncles live in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I think the best part of Ohio is getting out of Ohio.
I'm with you.
It's the state line. It's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Nothing against people from Ohio. I'm sure you guys are swell people.
Yeah. There's the Columbus Zoo. There's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, and then get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is not what the thing is about.
Yeah, it's not us roasting Ohio.
Yeah,
because that's a whole embrace the insults on other states. That's another channel coming up someday.
Yeah, or maybe we'll just do that 4th of July week for America week.
Okay. Oh god.
So it's Feli.
Okay, Feli.
Feli. Yeah, it's Feli. That's how that is.
Got it.
How I'll remember that.
There you go.
2016. So for the fifth and last video of my Ask a German mini-series, I'm gonna answer this question that a lot of you guys also voted for in the poll. What's the most annoying question you get asked by Americans? Which reminded me of this TikTok trend from a couple months ago where people from all over the world talked about the dumbest question an American had asked them.
There's maybe like 10 of us all trying to explain to this American couple why they probably don't have fireworks for the 4th of July in Marrakesh, Morocco.
And I said, I've never really been more than a city kid. Like I've always been either near or in a city. And she asked me, weren't you born in Peru? And I was like, yes. She goes, wait, I don't understand. Like, how are you in a city in Peru?
And then he said, oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you, it's not pronounced Algeria, it's pronounced Argentina. I had to explain to him that I came from an actual country called Algeria.
So I decided that I'll be...
I remember doing that on ETS.
Yeah.
That was so painful. Quit thinking that Quit Americans that are watching, please stop thinking that the world revolves around you.
And if you think that way, stop traveling.
Yeah.
Stop traveling. We don't need to export you guys.
Yeah. When we send our people over, we're not sending our best.
No.
To quote our 45th Commander-in-Chief.
Yeah, we're not sending our best at all. My God, really? Algeria? No. You're saying it wrong. It's Argentina. I would have been like, you're right. I'm so sorry. Because there's no point. There's no point in discussing further with that human being.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I decided that I'll be sharing both with you, the most annoying and the dumbest questions I've been asked by Americans. And of course, no offense to anyone who has asked me these things before. As I said in this video, I usually don't think that any questions are stupid, especially when it's about cultural differences and those kinds of things. But that doesn't mean that there aren't moments where I think to myself, wow, seriously? Still, please just take it with a grain of salt. Let's start with the dumbest questions.
Come on, we could take it. This has pretty much been our game for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Through the main channel and this one that we're cultivating.
If I hear a dumb question, I'm gonna roast the person asking the fucking question.
Yeah. Like y'all should know that we'll roast the hell out of you for that. That's part of our friendly banter and our tough love on
And
you.
and don't worry, we will roast us as well.
Yeah, yeah. Bring it.
No
Come
one's
on.
safe.
Yeah, nobody's safe on this one.
I've been asked by Americans, and the first one is this one. Why do we call Germany Deutschland in German? I had never been asked this question before I came to the US, and I do understand people wondering about why Germany has so many different names in different languages, but I've straight up been asked before, so why do you have a different name for your country? Why don't you just call it Germany? Or why do you call your hometown this weird other name, München, if you could just say Munich? Number 2 on my list is this one. Hi, I'm Felicia. I'm from Germany. Wow, that's so cool. Like, have you lived in Germany before? Yeah, I was born and raised there. I didn't even come to the US until I was 22, after I got my bachelor's degree. So, do you speak German?
What?
No
Which
way.
language do people...
Are you serious?
What?
What?
Oh man.
Ugh. Okay, so I knew that Germany was called Deutschland by the people there. I mean, I guess that's a whole other video for itself, and in fact, she just put a link to it up there, so maybe we'll check that out next.
Well, it makes sense. Like, dude, like it's their effing country. We're the ones that called it Germany.
Right, exactly.
Like it's they call it home or
Yeah.
Deutschland.
Right, and like it's like we call us calling our country America when, you know, are you talking North America, South America, all of America? We're in the United States.
Yes.
That's what we are.
Yes, we're the United States, but it's like we're America.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
That's like the cringe from all of our other Americas, Central and South. They're like, really? You're just gonna take all of it? You're just gonna
Yeah.
say all of it? Yeah, but everyone already agrees. They're like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I just yeah, and like that's another dumb American thing to ask is like you're from Germany? Do you speak the language?
Nope.
No.
Not at all.
I speak Scandinavian or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I got through life in Germany my whole life. Only English. Only English. Stupid.
Yeah.
Love that.
Which language do people think one speaks when they're born and raised in Germany? Sometimes the conversation even goes on a little. Yeah, of course I do. Like, fluently? Yeah, it's my native language. Like, my whole family is German. And guys, I've probably had this conversation 10 to 20 times in the US, so it's not one of those once-in-a-lifetime situations. I actually just had it again this past weekend. And the next one is yet another one that I had never heard outside of the US. And I've been to about 20 different countries in total. Hey, German girl, so what's it like driving on the wrong side of the road? What do you mean? You know, since we drive on the right side of the road here, so do we in Germany. Wait, I thought you guys drive on the left side. I really don't know why so many people think this, because I'm telling you, even Americans that know a little more about the rest of the world than the average American have asked me this before. But guys, it's mainly the UK and former British colony drive on the left side, like Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, or countries in Southeast Asia like Thailand. But in Europe, we all drive on the right side, besides the British. Next up, I always...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because we've just been accustomed to checking out UK and Irish content on Embrace the Suck 21, and I guess that was a preconceived notion I had, is that everyone in Europe drove on the left side of the road, but no. After checking out videos of the Autobahn, we know that they drive on the right side of the road.
Yeah, which is interesting. I think it's just because of the media over on this side of the pond, where we get, if we do somehow get anything from the UK or Europe, it's always going to be footage of British shit.
Right.
And they'll just say Europe or UK. And then so we just get used to saying or seeing that, like, yeah, that's the wrong side of the road.
Yeah. And we've also learned that UK is not the representative of all of Europe. In fact, it's the complete opposite. In fact, there was a video that I famously said Britain is the Florida of Europe, and I
Yeah.
still stand by that to this day.
They're just different, man. Just
Yeah.
different. They just do things differently.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Back it up a little bit. There we go.
All drive on the right side, besides the British. Next up, I always find it a dumb question when I tell people that my name is Felicia, or Felicia in German, and they ask why I have an American name if I'm German. I know that's not a super dumb question, but I always find it a little ignorant. Like, so many names are names that you'll find in all kinds of languages, like Julia, Julia, or Anna, Anna, or Peter, Peter, and Felicia has a Latin origin and shows up in all kinds of languages. That's actually one of the reasons my parents gave me this name, because they thought it might be helpful if the name exists in other languages as well. And well, they were right about that. And to get to the really, really dumb questions.
Okay, yeah, that whole name thing. I mean, my name's Spencer. Like, the only other pronunciation I've heard of it is Spence, or for my my Hispanic friends that have still have the accent is S Spencer. You know, that's the only other pronunciation that I've heard of that.
Yeah.
But Felicia, like that's
It'd be
good.
like,
That's good on her parents for
for
giving her that name.
it'd be like a Maria.
Yeah.
You know, that's all cultures.
Yeah. Even like the derivative Maria. You still
Well, yeah,
know
it's Maria. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I feel like those old school names, biblical names,
Yeah.
go follow that religion and where it is. Like,
Yeah.
those names are always the same in all these different countries.
Yeah. John, Paul.
Yeah, John, Paul. Yeah, all of it. I
Yeah.
guess.
Jesus, Judas.
Yeah, Jesus is funny. Jesus is a massive name in South America.
Yeah.
Not so
Jesus.
much here. Not so much here.
Yeah. Jesus.
Nope.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go back in time a little to when I came to the US for the first time at the age of 16 to participate in a high school exchange. Some of the American kids were even younger than 16 at the time, and I think it's okay that they didn't know all that much about other countries, but I was still shocked by some of these questions. I got the classics, like if all Germans are Nazis or if Hitler is still alive, but also questions like, do you guys have refrigerators in Germany?
Yeah.
Now let's get to the most annoying questions I get asked by Americans, and the first one is more of a me thing, I think. I don't think that other Germans are annoyed by this, but when people talk about soccer around me, they often go, oh no, sorry, you guys call it football, right? So this football player, Lionel Messi, blah blah blah. Or when I say soccer, people often go, wait, I thought you guys called it football. And yes, I know that some Europeans are very set on calling it football, but I always find this kind of annoying. Like, I'm speaking American English right now. Why would I call it football if that just leads to confusion in this country? I really don't care what it's called. I just want to make sure that everyone understands what we're talking about. Plus, no, we don't call it football in Germany, actually. We call it Fußball. So I personally really don't care which English word I use for it. In American English, it's called soccer, so that's what I'll say, and that's what I expect Americans to use too. Then I find it kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Whatever. If I see someone from another country come over here and call it soccer, you are a plant. You are a plant. You're not real. Don't try to assimilate. Football. I need to hear it football. Proper football. We've been freaking drugged through the mud on that word. So you stick with your guns.
By the British, but we're talking about Germans here. Like, and you know, this is, you know, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one.
You want them to say foosball? Fuck that. That's a game that you play with sticks over here. Nope.
Or just adapt to the local language.
Nope.
That's all I'm saying.
Football, or don't talk about it. Football, or don't talk about it. Keep that name out of your mouth. I'm sorry.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Soccer.
You can say soccer on this channel. You have it. You can have that. You can have soccer.
Whatever.
I will say football. I will say football.
It's called soccer.
You are Honda days.
It's
I'm
called
Toyota
soccer.
thon. You can
It's
regress.
called soccer.
It's okay. It's okay. We can watch Spence regress to his American ways. Fine. It's fine. We're good. But that's a weird one. That's a weird one. I mean, I get where she's coming from. She has to like speak the language. It makes sense, and it's always assumed it's like, oh, football, that's a small one. I think that's a small one.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be a true annoyance. Everyone wouldn't understand what you're trying to say.
Right. And it's just annoying being called out on it. Like,
Yeah.
seriously?
Like, really? That's what you're gonna pick up? Not what I'm saying, but the words I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Annoying that I always get asked things like, wait, don't you guys drink your beer warm in Germany? No, Kyle, we don't. I've addressed this topic in several videos before though, if you're interested. Number 3 on the list of annoying questions is when Americans say something like, so how are you dealing with all of our local accents? Like, have you noticed that some people will call it pop instead of soda? That must be so confusing to you. What accents are you talking about? Like, yes, regional accents are a thing in the US, but compared to pretty much every other country in the world that has been around for more than 300 years, Americans literally speak the same wherever you go. Like in Germany, we have over 100 dialects and our country is smaller than Texas. Sometimes people speak a different dialect in the neighboring village with different pronunciations, different words, and different sentence structures. It's really not that crazy that there are a couple words that people use differently in different parts of the US. Given how big this country is, the amount of different accents and dialects is actually extremely low. And the same thing goes for when people say things like, you gotta know that us Americans, we use a lot of slang. We don't really speak proper English, Oh, thank you for explaining that. Yeah, other languages don't have colloquialisms and slang. And last but not least...
I'm embarrassed.
Well, I mean, I don't blame Americans for not knowing how they should know, but I don't blame them for not knowing how insane it is over there. Like, it's just they have all the history, all the everythings. So
so I'm assuming that in Germany that it's kind of like the deal with the UK. It's like, people settled there hundreds and hundreds of years ago and developed a certain way of talking, like hundreds of different types, like in the UK. UK. That, you could go 20 miles down the road, someone will be speaking a completely different accent.
Yep.
And in America, there's certain types of accents and but there's not as many. It's like, I would say the southern accent, or Midwestern type, or New York and Boston, or Southern California, things like that.
I would say one of the hardest, the one that's a legit accent is like that Creole from Louisiana. That's you need subtitles.
Creole, things like
that.
Yeah, that's probably the worst part of it. Don't take my accents as gospel, y'all.
Oh man.
That, yeah, other languages don't have colloquialisms and slang. And last but not least, this might sound kind of mean. I think a few of these things actually have sounded kind of mean, but I sometimes find it annoying when people ask me about how authentic the German food is at a specific restaurant here. Like, it really depends on what you mean by that, because we don't eat schnitzel and potato salad every single day in Germany, and most of what you find here is traditional Bavarian food and doesn't represent the rest of Germany at all. So the answer is that in most cases, things have been Americanized a little, so that's something that I can at least judge, and it's also pretty easy to judge the pretzels, which aren't German at all at most places in the US, and beer cheese isn't a German thing either, guys, and neither is dipping your pretzels in mustard. But yeah, I personally don't love that question because it's just such a vague question to answer. And the weirdest thing is when people ask me about pseudo-German food that is actually from the US, like Gouda, which is very popular here in the Cincinnati region, or sauerkraut balls, or the beer cheese dip that I just mentioned. And then people ask me how authentic that is, and I'm just like, well, I've never seen this before I came to the US. So those were all the things that I could think of for these questions. The craziest response on TikTok that I've come across, and several people have shared the same story here, is about Americans being confused when a foreigner explains to them that their family is 7 hours ahead because of the time zones, and apparently the American doesn't really understand time zones, so they ask, so why didn't anyone warn us about 9/11 then if they're 7 hours ahead?
Oh my god.
Yeah. People have seriously shared personal stories like that, and there are a lot more.
Oh my god. Seriously? With the time zones? Like,
People actually think it's like time travel. Is that what happens? Oh, whatever. I need to sell things to those people.
Yeah, yeah. You could sell snake oil to them.
Jesus.
Man, but like, this is, it wasn't until we started doing ETS and ETG that I started to learn about time zones. Luckily, there's an app, you know, with the one that I set my alarms with, that'll give me a world clock. That way I could find out where the biggest city is and what time they're on. That way I could schedule out these videos for 5 o'clock in the biggest city of your country.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And time zones. They're a thing. It's like we're just confined to ours here, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Whatever. Freaking Americans as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah. And to touch on the point of all the German food that's like Americanized, it's like, I guess it's saying like spaghetti and meat sauce or meatballs are Italian. That's an American recipe. They don't do that in Italy. And just other things.
or like Taco Bell, like Tex-Mex.
Right, Tex-Mex. Tacos, burritos, and quesadillas. Those are have more common with Texas than Mexico.
Yeah. It's just nuts. It's just nuts to me.
Yeah.
Like, but whatever. I mean, listen, for the majority of us, for the majority of Americans, we don't leave.
Yeah, because we can't.
Because we
we're
can't.
working so much and we don't ever get any time off.
Yep. And yeah. So those questions are they're stupid questions.
Yeah.
But if you are stupid, you can't hold that question against them.
Yeah.
That's just a normal question for them.
Yeah, you can't fix stupid.
You can't fix stupid.
Yeah, quote Ron White.
Yeah. People have seriously shared personal stories like that, and there are a lot more of those questions out there that you can check out.
This was a good crash course.
I think so.
Of the dumb questions Americans ask. And I guess y'all let us know if you want us to go through the other series of Feli. Sorry.
Yes.
I will get that by the time we're done with this series if y'all want us to do it.
What is the dumbest question you've been asked by an American? Put that in the comments. I definitely want to read that.
That'll be some quite entertaining reading.
Yes. Oh my god. You got to.
But anyway, also consider subscribing and watching another video. Wash your hands, rub your toes, wipe your butt, blow your nose, embrace the globe.
Unplug and go on an adventure.
Exactly. See you in the next one.
Later.
Fellas, we can be that mistake. Let's do this.